channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name's Ava, and I've created this YouTube channel to help kids with scoliosis from one girl to another, and I would love to share some exciting information because in light of June being National Scoliosis Awareness Month, whoop, 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 I decided to record an interview with my doctors, and I would love to share this interview with you, and they're gonna talk about some tips and tricks that they picked up throughout their whole career, and more specifically about my curve and my scoliosis journey and how they were able to help me. And I hope you learned some information, and yeah, roll the clip. So this is Dr. Mike. He's one of my doctors at Scoliosis Care Clinic in Campbell, and he has been one of the people that have helped me reduce my curve, and today I'm going to interview him. Do you want to talk about a little bit about this center a little bit?
Well, my brother and I started this about 15 years ago approximately, and we wanted to make a set of treatments that adolescents could use to avoid surgery and get their back stronger for life.
So what can you talk about my specific scoliosis curve and how the brace was made specifically for me?
So your curve was a little unique. A lot of people define a curve as either an S curve or a C curve, like two curves or one. And it's either in the low back or the upper back, and yours was right in the middle. It was halfway between the upper back and low back, and it was kind of a tweener between a C and an S. So it was a little bit unique, a little bit more challenging than the typical. And so we did have to make a brace style that was very custom and very unique specifically for that. You don't find braces like that right out of a box. So we had to come up with our own style for you.
So how exactly is a scoliosis brace made?
Well, it starts with getting the scan, and so we do a laser scan. So I don't know if you remember, we put you in that sock dress and then we put you on a glass table, and then we get a laser scanner and we scan your custom body shape and size, and then we stick it in a computer system, a CAD system, and we design it from scratch. And so we do all the pushes and flares and bends and openings there on the computer, and that takes about 2 to 3 hours. And then we send that to a manufacturer in Florida, and they make an actual statue of you. So they'll actually make it's called a positive mold, and it looks just like you without a head though. And from that, they now have a body shape that they can wrap the hot plastic around and make a perfect mold to what we designed for you. And then once it cools down, they cut it off and they ship it to us, and then we fit it on you.
I remember that sock dress. My mom suggested it be my prom dress.
Hey, one more year. Be fun.
I don't know about that. So can you explain the process of adjustments for brace, and how often should you get your brace adjusted?
So the adjustments we make are typically based on how much power we want to get, and then comfort. So power and comfort are what we try and shoot for. Because we use the MRI, we can get as many images of you in the brace. I'm sure you remember that. And we would put more padding in, make more flares, cuts, just a lot of different modifications to the brace to really maximize the power so you get the best correction. And how often? I'd say usually every 10 to 12 weeks is about when the body will change shape, like the brace starts becoming effective enough to really make a better change in your body and the way the curve looks. And then the pads start to smash down and they get thinner and the straps start to get old. So usually every few months is when we'll have the kids come back and we'll refresh all the padding, we'll get more imaging, new straps, all that kind of stuff.
When is it time to get like a completely new brace?
So if you've grown too much, and so kids grow height wise and they grow width wise, and either of those two growing too much, you can outgrow the brace, where the brace just doesn't have the hits in the right spots anymore. So if the hit is right here and it's hitting your spine perfectly, and then you grow, sometimes there's not a way to get that power up. The other is the brace just needs a completely new design for more power. And so a lot of times we'll make a brace for a 40-degree curve, and now the kid's 20 degrees, and so they need a brace that comes in even tighter and with a little bit more power. So we call it chasing the curve. And so you need a new brace for growth, and you need a new brace to chase the curve.
And finally, what do you recommend for parents, and how should they get their kids checked for scoliosis?
Typically, the kids get diagnosed by the pediatrician. The pediatricians are sometimes really attentive to scoliosis, and sometimes they're not. For treatment, if you really want to avoid surgery and avoid a lot of different years and years of treatment, you want to get checked by age 9, 10, or 11, before the curves get really big. I want to say you came in later.
I did.
You?
I came in when I was 14 or 13.
And the curve was already...
It was already at 36 degrees.
Yeah, and so it's a lot easier to treat a curve half that size.
Yeah.
So if it was 18 degrees and you were 15 when you came in, 14?
I was 14.
14?
Yeah.
So let's say you were 11 or 12 years old and it was an 18-degree curve, then your curve would probably be close to 0 right now. So the earlier the better, just kind of like any health condition that you want to treat, the sooner the better.
Do you have any tips for any of the kids out there, or anything you want to say?
Tips if they have scoliosis?
Yes.
Get a good brace, get some good exercises, and get a team to help you.
Exercises. What about are there any ways to stay active that you suggest are the best methods to keep scoliosis pain at a minimum?
Like as an adult?
Yes.
Low impact activity that you love. And so when people love what they do, they'll do it for life. If you try and jump into activities just to jump in, you'll typically quit within a month or two. But find something you love, make sure it's low impact, so stay away from American football, tackling, and sometimes gymnastics, a lot of flips, stuff like that. The high impact stuff can be very damaging. Heavy weights, squats, deadlift, Olympic type lifting is really bad.
Alrighty.
So avoid that.
Thank you very much for your interview. I've learned so much, and thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for watching the video, and thank you, Dr. Mike, for letting me interview you. I hope you learned something new, and I hope you have something to take away from this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!